Yo, Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noam, flashed on NBC's Welker the other night over alleged inhumane conditions at Alligator Alcatraz. That's that new facility in Florida. Christian Walker said that the facility is inhumane and that they brush their teeth from the same place that they piss and shit in. Yeah, Christian, that's jail for real. All the sinks are connected to all the toilets in all the jails. It's always been that way. And it's always way too many inmates and not enough food. Like the chick Look, this stuff is crazy. She get on camera and literally explain the exact same jails and prisons that I was raised in. It was okay for me to be raised in, spending my teens and early 20s in, and try to make it seem like it's inhumane all of a sudden. I personally am offended. Now, check this out, YouTube, because I am such a outspoken Trump supporter, and now since I've proudly rocked the seashells on camera, my hood passes and black cards have been placed under review. And yet I still get jealous when these Democrats be like so ready to go to war when where was you at in the before the war? Like you it's always been a war. You've never been a part of it. Now you know what I'm saying? Like anyway, these new facilities, for one, these new facilities, they federal facilities, but they have to pass so many inspections and pass so many codes. I'm talking about each and every single phase of the construction. You can't build a front room in the ghetto, you know what I'm saying, without getting it zoned first. You know what I mean? Do you really think that these places not up to code? Better than most jails that I spent my whole life in. Secretary Kristi Noam said the conditions inside of these detention centers exceed Biden era facilities, and I simply believe that simply because they are brand new federal facilities. For real. All the jails and penitentiaries that I have spent my life growing up in are hundreds and hundreds of years old and full of asbestos and mold and rodents and roaches, and nobody ever cared before. They didn't care when I lived there, and I'm from America. You know what I'm saying? My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get right to the video.
Florida lawmakers visited the migrant detention center in Florida, which your administration has dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz said that the conditions there are inhumane. More than 30 people stuffed into a jail cell. She said they get their drinking water and they brush their teeth from the same place where they go to the bathroom. Madam Secretary, what do you say to these lawmakers who argue this is not humane treatment of individuals, of humans?
Well, our detention centers at the federal level are held to a higher standard than most local or state centers and even federal prisons. The standards are extremely high. Now, this is a state-run facility at Alligator Alcatraz,
but
they have
a stuffed into a jail
they have
cell?
a contrast. Well, I've been there and I've seen these rooms that they are in. I wouldn't call them jail cells. I would call them a facility where they are held and that are secure facilities, but are held to the highest levels of what the federal government requires for detention facilities.
Democrats have called them cages, though. They say
I wish they would have said that back
and
during the Biden administration and back when Democrats were in the White House and they were piling people on top of each other on cement floors and literally didn't have 2 feet to move. They never did that, and that's why this politics has to end. We took cameras in there. We will take cameras in there and show people what these facilities look like, because if you compare them to what happened under the Biden administration and under the Obama administration, these centers are at the highest levels, and they're even higher than what our federal prison standards are, or state or local often are.
And yet your deportation policies are different, and you are finding new facilities, including this one, Alligator Alcatraz, and you say there could be more very quickly.
We are looking for more information and how we can get more detention centers. But I would encourage people to self-deport. That is the easiest thing for these families to do, because then you get the chance to come back.
Yo, everything Kristi Noam said about the previous administration, stuffing people in jails, people sleeping on concrete floors, is absolutely 100% accurate. Take it from me, someone who's lived there. Always better to go to a federal facility with that out. Shout out to the feds. But the nerve of these Democrats, the audacity. Now, check this out. Since I have spent many years, most of my child life locked inside of horrible old dungeons, surely far worse than these new federal facilities. Since I have spent my life in these places, I did turn down that $40 an hour, $150 a day, 30-day gig, but I do know that if I commit a crime, I could end up going back there. And coming into this country without proper, going like sneaking into the country is a crime. Um, I could go without, I could go. Hopefully, real talk, anything can happen. Like I could just go. I don't even gotta commit a crime. I'm black out here. And if I did like smuggle myself into Dubai or somewhere, I wouldn't be surprised if there were penalties if I was to get caught. What's so different about America? And why are these Democrats so invested? And the answer is simple. It's because these Democrats is MS-13. For real, there's no way you can tell me there's no way you can tell me this is not true. I literally have months and months of scientific data that supports this. So therefore, that's how I know it is science. For real. Tell me what you think in the comments. It's so crazy. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Till next time. Peace.